Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to analytically unpack a promotional document for a dietary supplement called GlucoTrust, and we're exploring exactly how it structures its sales pitch. Honestly, if you've ever scrolled past a health supplement ad online and wondered how copywriters manage to weave together history, biology, and consumer psychology into one irresistible pitch, well, you are going to find this absolutely fascinating. We're strictly looking at the source text here, examining the exact claims, the specific language used, and the underlying structure of the offer itself. Let's dive in.
To keep things nice and structured, we'll be breaking this document down into 5 distinct sections: the core health claims, deconstructing the ingredient profile, the deep sleep mechanism, pricing tiers and bonuses, and lastly, the important fine print.
Section 1. The core health claims. Let's look at the primary hooks used right out of the gate.
Right from the opening lines, the document introduces GlucoTrust by claiming it offers this multi-pronged approach to health, targeting some major lifestyle pain points. It explicitly promises to support healthy blood sugar levels while simultaneously helping you achieve deeper, more restful sleep. But of course, it doesn't stop there. It links these benefits directly to weight loss, stating it can reduce cravings and make losing weight easier. And here is the absolute ultimate hook. It claims you can do all of this without having to stick to a boring diet. This is a classic marketing tactic, right? Promising maximum reward with literally zero behavioral change. It sets an incredibly high expectation from word one.
Okay, moving to Section 2, deconstructing the ingredient profile. Let's see what's supposedly inside these capsules.
When we systematically organize the document's claims, we can really clearly see the marketing formula at play. They essentially pair an ingredient with a stated benefit, and a lot of times, a catchy origin story. Take Gymnema sylvestre, for example. It's introduced as a leafy vine used in India for hundreds of years, which the text claims contributes to healthy blood sugar and suppresses cravings. Then there's biotin. The text points out its name comes from the Greek word biotos, meaning life, before claiming it helps your body metabolize carbs, fats, and proteins more effectively. Next up is chromium, which is presented entirely for its functional claim, basically supporting metabolism and helping you burn fat faster. It is genuinely intriguing to watch the copywriter weave clinical-sounding biology together with ancient herbalism. The text links manganese and zinc directly to insulin production, manganese to convert blood sugar into burnable energy, and zinc specifically to stimulate insulin production in the pancreas. I mean, that sounds incredibly clinical and targeted, doesn't it? But then, bam, it abruptly pivots right back to history with licorice root, framing it as one of the oldest herbal remedies in the world, from traditional Chinese, Middle Eastern, and Greek medicine. It's positioned as this ancient weight loss aid, rich in flavonoids that supposedly prevent obesity. Now, what's incredibly fun about this is how the promotional text uses highly colorful, historical language to market its ingredients. When describing juniper berries, the document actually claims they offer numerous benefits because they were literally buried in the tombs of ancient pharaohs and used to enhance the performance of athletes at the Roman Olympic Games. The text attributes their rejuvenating effects to antioxidants that support the immune system. That is a brilliant example of elevating a pretty standard botanical ingredient by associating it with ancient grandeur and elite historical performance. And they pull a very similar, almost playful marketing tactic with cinnamon. By leaning heavily on its ancient reputation and anointing it the king of spices known for thousands of years, the text elevates a totally common, everyday pantry item into something exotic. It then attaches this really broad list of benefits, claiming this familiar spice promotes healthy blood pressure, supports digestion, and possesses antiviral, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory properties. Let's head into Section 3, the deep sleep mechanism. Here's where the pitch pivots from ingredients to a specific biological process. The document brilliantly illustrates its core biological argument by explicitly contrasting the dangers of sleep deprivation against the benefits of getting deep sleep. It argues that a lack of deep sleep spikes your cortisol levels, meaning the food you eat gets converted directly into dangerous fat. Conversely, getting deep sleep supposedly keeps those cortisol levels in check and simultaneously increases leptin, which it identifies as the hunger control hormone. It's a highly compelling narrative. It's basically telling you, hey, your weight issues aren't just about what you eat. They're fundamentally about hormones and sleep. To make this threat feel intensely real, the text deploys a classic problem, enemy, solution framework, explicitly highlighting visceral fat as the enemy. It paints a pretty stark picture, describing it as a dangerous form of fat inside you that physically surrounds your abdominal organs. It claims that cortisol, triggered by stress and poor sleep, specifically stores this hazardous belly fat. So what's the solution? The document states that each GlucoTrust capsule packs a blend of 15 herbs perfectly designed to regulate this hormone balance and ensure the whole biochemical process runs smoothly.
Moving to Section 4, Pricing Tiers and Bonuses. Let's see how they structure the actual commercial offer and incentives.
So, shifting gears to the sales pitch, the text clearly tries to push consumers toward bulk purchases through a very deliberate tiered pricing structure. If you just want to test out a single bottle, it's a 30-day supply, but you're hit with a €9 shipping fee. However, the text heavily incentivizes the 3-bottle and 6-bottle packages by labeling them popular and best purchased, removing the shipping fee entirely, and tossing in free digital bonuses. The trap becomes obvious. They make the 90-day and 180-day supplies look vastly more cost-effective than simply buying one bottle. To further sweeten the deal on those bulk orders, the document promises immediate access to 3 digital reports: 100 delicious fat-burning green smoothie recipes, the ultimate guide to superfoods, and the 3-day breakthrough in liver cleansing. Now, this is a very smart digital marketing tactic. Giving the buyer instant access to guides designed to, for example, cleanse the liver before the physical product even arrives in the mail maintains excitement. More importantly, it significantly reduces the chance of buyer's remorse while they wait for shipping. And to completely remove any final buyer hesitation, the pitch prominently features the number 60, emphasizing a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. The language here is incredibly reassuring. It states that a refund requires no questions asked and that you don't even need to explain why you want your money back. Incredibly, it goes as far as to state that it doesn't even matter if you never actually try the product. Your payment will simply be refunded. Finally, Section 5, the important fine print. This is the most crucial part of our analysis, showing the stark contrast between the marketing and the legal reality. So, the real kicker here is found buried in the disclaimer paragraph at the very bottom. Despite all the earlier highly specific talk about stimulating insulin production in the pancreas, regulating cortisol, and repairing the body, the manufacturer, ProNutriQuest, explicitly states, "Our products are dietary supplements and not medicines. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease." Sure, it's a standard legal disclaimer, but wow, it sits in direct, stunning opposition to the clinical and medical-sounding language used to sell the product earlier. And the fine print quietly continues to dismantle the earlier pitch. The text concedes the product is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Also, remember that earlier promise of losing weight without a boring diet? Well, the disclaimer clearly states that weight loss is actually achieved as part of a healthy, calorie-reduced diet and exercise program. But perhaps most surprisingly, it admits that some names and identifying info have been changed, and that speakers featured in the marketing materials may actually be entirely fictional characters using pseudonyms. Literally, made-up people. So, as we wrap up this explainer, we really have to ask ourselves a vital question. We've seen exactly how the document masterfully blends history, biology, and consumer psychology to create this undeniable narrative pull. But when a sales document legally admits at the very end that it cannot treat disease, that weight loss still requires diet and exercise, and that it might use entirely fictional characters to sell its story, how much weight should we really give to its enthusiastic claims about ancient herbs and metabolic breakthroughs? It is a truly fascinating look at the mechanics of modern marketing and a powerful reminder to always read the fine print.